This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
Here we go. My first NBA game. This is something I've been waiting for my entire life. And to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. But I know this is where I belong. So I just got to get out there and do what I was born to do. I hope I can make my family proud.
Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And this matchup with the Mavericks, it's the first game of the NBA's regular season. Last season, they had the upper hand in the series, going 3-1 against these guys.
And they were able to take the season series in that matchup last year. But overall, two teams that were very similar in the standings.
Yeah, they were able to make the plays to come out on top, but it really...
hard to achieve this goal.
Yeah, and the future's bright for him, Greg. Not just tonight and not just this season, but for years to come.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way, he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid on anything when it comes to basketball.
Well, with Freak Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And, Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school when he could be on the NBA clock.
Chandler a screen. Here's Knight. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
And an area where Dallas struggled last season was defending the three-pointer. A lot of their losses came against teams that just took them apart from beyond the arc.
Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. 5th, Tyson Chandler. Here's Williams. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Dallas struggled to defend the three last year, as you said. Bottom 5 in the NBA in three-point percentage against. And the team shot just over, Clark, 36% against them from three.
And to compound that particular issue is that they allow teams to take a bunch of threes against them. I mean, it's something they've really got to shore up going into next season.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
Knight kicks to Allen. Just 5 to shoot. Goes up at the stripe. Chandler dishes to Allen. Chandler is screened. Allen kicks to Knight. Second shot opportunity, and he hits the jumper for 2. Knight's got his second basket of the night.
And for Matthews, you know, he knows that he's a strong defender. And so last year, his claim was that he was the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA.
Here's Barea. Drills it from outside. Barea's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Phoenix has gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Allen with it. Down low. That's good from Chandler on the assist by Allen. Allen's got 3 assists tonight.
Listen, he has a chance to be considered the best two-way player at his position, and not sure if he is the clear-cut winner of that debate, but he is in the conversation.
That's good. Here's Allen. Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
He told me that they'll have their work cut out for them looking to score inside with the elite shot blocker and defender Tyson Chandler patrolling the paint. He said he was the defensive player of the year for a reason. He's got length, mobility, toughness, and the want to. He brings effort and communication defensively, and you can't forget about him at the other end either. An improved shooter, and he can definitely finish. Kevin, a ton of respect for what Chandler brings to the table.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Outside Williams. Now here's Barea. The shot is off. So Phoenix will take it the other way. Pass to Tucker. Back to Allen. 1:02 left to play in the first quarter. Knight wide open, and a miss there on the triple.
What a start they've gotten off to on the glass. I mean, they've come out banging.
And when a game starts off like this, Clark, there's an intimidation factor, a physicality that they've brought that comes into play.
Here's Allen. Chandler is screened, and it's going to be a 3-second call. Archie Goodwin, who's checked in for Lua. And Dallas with a change here, too. Lee's checked in. The Mavericks trailing. Williams passes to Lee. From 7, good on the shot. Lee's got his first points in this one. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Allen drives in. Knight in the corner. Gets the jumper from the corner before. Knight's got 6. There's 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Barea kicks to Williams. From outside, off the mark. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Suns ahead. They're up by 1. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Earlier, we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here, the feeling's pretty crazy. But I know it's just the beginning. I got a lot of hard work ahead of me to get to where I want to go, to be the best player and the best teammate I could be. But this is an exciting first step, no doubt.
You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective from most rookies, do you?
You really don't, Kevin. I mean, I really like his approach to the game. What remains to be seen, though, is will that translate to consistent production on the court.
Welcome back, folks. We have a two swap here for Phoenix. Now Allen. He's in at the point. Chandler out there with John Lewis. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Tucker in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Tucker gets a screen from Allen, and Tucker kicks to Knight. Just 4 to shoot. Chandler, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Offensive rebound.
Way to stay alert and grab the long rebound.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
And let's check out the numbers for Brandon Knight. He had a strong showing last season. Averaged 17 points a game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes natural.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Here's Parsons. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Allen outside. Down low. And there's Chandler. That's good on the assist by Allen. Allen's got his 5th assist in this one. Mavericks trail by 12. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Berea dishes to Williams. He feeds it to Parsons. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot on the wing. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Chandler a screen. There's a good screen. Allen kicks to Knight. 17-foot shot on the way.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position. You could see the frustration on his face.
Parsons right side. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Hello. I mean, that's what I call a move.
That is some artistry. Greg, you're right. On his way to the basket, he was soaring.
Hey, bump the move. How about the finish? That's right, fella. Bang that thing.
Allen outside to the middle. Here's Lewis. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. The Phoenix Suns weren't terrible at home by any means last year. They ended up over 500, but Greg, they weren't quite dominant enough at home to get in the playoffs.
That's a great point. I mean, they finished the year +3 in terms of wins at home. Not bad, but not good enough when you're talking about that Western Conference.
You know, when you talk about the Suns, their play at home sums up their season. When you are just above average in the West, you won't be in the playoffs. You've got to be really good at home to make it in the West in the playoffs.
Kicks it out to Parsons. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game. And Phoenix had some turnover issues at home last year, but overall...
And there you have it, folks, the very first NBA bucket from Allen.
And a scrappy one, but he'll take it. It doesn't matter how you get those first points in the NBA. It just matters that you get them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there will be plenty of chances to create spectacular highlights in the years to come for this young man, but right now, he just wants those first points.
Williams up on top. And he gets it to go from the high post. Williams has got his second basket of the night.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
That foul is really going to hurt him in the second half. I mean, he's got to sit and may have to be off the floor for a long time, and they'll miss everything he brings to their team. I mean, he's active, he's aggressive, he's smart, he's tough. I mean, they're going to miss his presence significantly.
The first one falls. And sometimes it feels like Brandon Knight is the Rodney Dangerfield of the NBA. The poor guy just doesn't get much respect.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. Through the end of last season, he'd already been on 3 teams in 5 years. On one hand, it may be disrespectful, but teams recognize his ability, too.
Matthews, he's checked in for Dallas. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Matthews has got 12 points in the game. Suns leading by 11. 1:04 left to play in the first half. They set the pick. Feeds it to Tucker. Lets it go with a 3. And that is good. Tucker's got the lead up to 14 now for the Suns. Dallas shooting about 42% so far. Williams attacking. And Allen with the block. And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession. Archie Goodwin, he's checked in for the Suns.
Archie Goodwin.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Suns lead by 12. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
Hey guys, listen up. We've got a good lead, but lots of basketball left to play. I'm not going to single out any one guy because we've gotten contributions from all over the place. I can't say enough about the work you fellas did coming off the bench especially. Ball security was probably our high point. Let's continue to keep a tight handle on the ball and not try to thread too many needles with our passes. And let's try to play the second half at a moderate pace. Not too slow, but not too fast.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. One of the stories here, Wesley Matthews getting it done today.
Always been.
So the Suns win it. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But Clark, in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, you know, it looked like for a moment there the outcome was in doubt, but give them a lot of credit for hanging tough, persevering, and finishing strong.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And time now to head over to Ernie Johnson for the 2K.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Eric Bledsoe. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked. And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan.
Steph Curry and the Warriors next game. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. You know they'll be running and gunning. And Steph's going to do 2 or 3 things that make you want to stop and stare. But we can't let that distract us. Because if we lose focus for even a second, they'll be up 20. So maybe it's up to me to put on a little show of my own.
Well, the weekend has officially begun, and we welcome you to this 2K Sports presentation of NBA basketball. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Last game for the Warriors, they pick up the W against the Lakers. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all theirs. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
So Phoenix will get the first possession. And now the Golden State Warriors start. Warriors leading by 9. What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Start of the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
All right, Phoenix, keep it going for your Suns answer.
Over the last 10, looking at the Warriors, here's how they compare to the rest of the league. First in steals, second in scoring, and they're number 2 in team three-point field goal percentage. They've got a lot of guys who love the three-point shot, and they do a good job of running plays to get those guys open.
And you mentioned their steals. I mean, it's great defensive anticipation that has them at the top of the rankings. They've been tremendous at reading the offense and getting into those passing lanes.
Plan a screen. Over to the left wing. The dish tonight. Just 5 on the clock. From downtown, and that one's good. Knight's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And as you said, the Suns made a flurry of deals at the deadline. You knew they would move one guard, but ended up moving 2. Brought back 1 as well.
Now here's Curry. He picked up 27 points in their last win against the Lakers.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game.
Now here's Allen. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot. Knight for 3. Shot is off. The drive by Thompson. Here's Curry. Here's Azili. Makes it off the glass. And the Warriors lead by 10.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team second and third opportunities to score the ball.
At some point, guys, it comes down to pride. Start banging on your chest and get after it from your heart. I mean, you've got to at least offer some resistance. You can't just let guys do what they want in there.
Here's Allen. Following the score by Golden State. Here's Tucker. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound.
When the Suns made all those trades, you kind of figured there would be some adjustment. And they did fall off a bit. Still, they felt what they had wasn't quite good enough going forward, so they got a jump on rebuilding last year.
Here's Allen. They set the pick. And Tucker has it in the corner. Buries the long-range jumper.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Left side Curry. It's blocked.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Now here's Allen. He feeds it to Len. Dishes to Allen. Len with a screen on Curry. Allen kicks to Knight. Phoenix needs to get off a shot. Tucker the pass to Allen. And it comes off the front of the rim.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
They set the pick. Thompson for the triple. The shot misses. Now the Suns take it the other way. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And in that game, guys, they were just about as dominant defensively on the interior as you could ever be.
And once they got a few rejections, they had opposing scorers looking for those long arms and hands. And it caused hesitation in taking shots in there.
Now Allen, after the missed three from Klay Thompson. Well, free throw shooting, such an important part of the NBA game. And as the two-guard position goes, these have been the best in the league over the last 10 games. Klay Thompson third.
And this is a set of players that can drive and slash, hoping to draw contact. Because if they can get to the bucket and the foul, it's going to be a three-point play the hard way.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I think even if they get whistled for a fair number of charge calls because of that aggressive mindset, it's worth it when you're an elite free throw shooter. And these guys are. I think you've always got to be aggressive in trying to get yourself to the foul line.
Spates checked in for the Warriors. Livingston comes in for Steph Curry. And the wide open shot from Green. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Green's got 7.
And what a first year it was for Steve Kerr and the Warriors. It was the best debut as a new coach ever. 67 wins. He also established a franchise win total in his first year.
Now here's Allen. Stolen by Thompson. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. The pull-up. Nobody near Barnes. Len grabs the board. Len's got 3 rebounds now in this one. On our old partner, Steve Kerr also got a chance to coach the West All-Stars in Greg, his record-setting debut season with the Golden State Warriors. Clark, he really hit a lot of big milestones early.
Well, none of us are surprised at his success.
No.
I mean, Steve will be the first to tell you it was because he was surrounded by excellent assistants. I mean, that's one of the underrated aspects of being a good coach is you've got to have a good staff, and Steve has that.
Excellent point. Len, a screen. Lock at 6. Knight for 3. Again, the miss by Knight.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Thompson misses. Suns trail by 12. Allen outside. Len, a screen. The feed to Tucker. Puts up a 3. Goes back up, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his 7th personal foul.
The Suns shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Len taking 2 shots.
That free throw good from Len. So both teams changing it up here. Both free throws good from Len. Curry. The shot no good. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Warriors ahead, leading by 10. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And Tyson Chandler, known for being a great teammate, a very vocal leader certainly, he talked about how important that is for an NBA locker room. Don't you need a player like this, Chandler's caliber and character. And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. Different look here for the Warriors. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Bogut. Green comes in for Maurice Spates. Barnes, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Klay Thompson in for Sean Livingston. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, the Splash Brothers are the guards. Barnes and Green are the forward set. And it's Ezeli in at the 5, patrolling the paint. Knight in the corner. It's tipped. There's the pick. Off the pick. Connects. The jumper drops. Knight's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Green dishes to Thompson. Elbow shot is on the way. Phoenix grabs the miss. For so long, there has been this mindset that Golden State wins through offense, but their defense, you know, Gia, you were talking about this, is where the true strength of this team lies.
Yeah, I think that's what's really allowed them to separate when you look at the rest of the league. I mean, they led the league in opponents' field goal percentage last season, and some nights the shots weren't falling, but the defense always showed up. Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Allen outside. Shot from the top of the key. Green with the rebound.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
The shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 3 assists in the game. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Knight into the lane. Here's Len, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. What a season for Alex Len last year. Came in looking to find a spot for the team, and he made huge jumps in his game.
And I think it correlated with his minutes going up as well. I mean, played a lot more minutes, and he's a very complete big guy. With the added minutes, the production has gone up as expected.
You know, you can expect young big men to improve over time, but I didn't think anyone expected Len to jump ahead so fast.
Good. Ezeli's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Move the ball. It's sticking too
The
much.
drive by Allen. Inside. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And a final remark, guys, on Len. I mean, his defense was the big benefactor. I mean, he was a force in the paint and developed into a really solid rim protector.
And he makes the first.
And really, last season, it was supposed to be a battle between the Warriors and Clippers for that Pacific title. But the Warriors just ran away with it, won the division by 11 games.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
And again, it's the Suns missing.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
For the Warriors, it was the 3rd time they've ever won the division, last time coming in 1976. So, Clark, it's been a while.
It's been a long time, but they did it in style. 13-3 record against the rest of the division. That would be the best in-division winning percentage for any team in the NBA.
This Suns squad struggling. This game against Golden State is the first time they've met this season.
Yeah, and this game kicks off a 4-game season series between the 2 teams.
2 conference foes, guys, looking to take game 1 tonight. It'll be very interesting to see who can land the first blow.
Now Curry. 5 points in the game. Pass to Ezeli. Here's Thompson. Again, the miss by Thompson. The Suns shooting at just about an even 40% from the field for the second quarter. Allen. Here's Len. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And it goes on Draymond Green. Phoenix had a season of heartbreak last year. So many losses for them on last-second shots. Late-game losses, Greg, buzzer beaters.
Yeah, it's sad if you're a Phoenix fan. How many times this team lost at the buzzer? Just close games in general. Of their 42 losses, how about 18 were by 5 points or less?
You know, trying to think back on all of the last-second losses for the Suns last year, guys. Heck, the Clippers, Milwaukee, Houston, Grizzlies, Kings, and Warriors. Ouch.
Warren's checked in for John Lewis. We've got 1:48 left in the first half. Allen with it.
Move the ball. Stick it too much.
Feeds it to Warren. Fires for 3. That's good. Warren's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And you know, what is worse for the Suns and last year's buzzer beaters? A lot of them were from big men. Griffin hits a 3. Cousins hits a deep 2. Big men hitting big shots against them. At least they know it can't be as bad this year.
And here is Allen. 1:03 left in the first half. 6 on the shot clock. Shot from free throw range. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Warren's got 5 points now this quarter.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Green left side. Takes the 13-footer. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 5 assists in the game.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Allen kicks to Len. Knocked loose. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And it's Green missing. And Phoenix pushing it up now. Allen leading the charge. The tray. Another 3 for Phoenix. 5 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Curry with the 3. The long distance 3 is buried. Curry's got 10.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Warriors lead by 17. And it's...
Well, obviously things have not gone your way to this point, at least through the first 2 quarters. How are you guys going to get back in this one?
Well, it's a game of runs, right? They came out strong, got hot from the floor, which allowed them to build this lead. But I think we'll be able to make a run of our own when we come out of half. I guess we'll see.
Let's hope you have time to cover it. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
I know we've said this.
Big group substitution here for Phoenix. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. John Lure comes in for Mirza Teletovic. Knight's checked in for T.J. Warren. And Allen subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Then for the Warriors, Spates checked in for Bogut. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Allen in at point guard. John Lure's out there with Alex Len. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Booker in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. And Spates gets it to go. Suns trail by 9. Here's Allen. 7 points in the game. Len a screen. Knight passes to Booker. 5 on the clock. Allen inside the three-point line, and it's off the back rim. No good.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside.
Livingston dishes to Spates. Out to the right wing. From 13, Livingston no luck. When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark fourth back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
Shooting for Phoenix, Alex Len. At the line for 2.
He's off on the first.
And getting back to Livingston, he's had comeback after comeback. I mean, each time he'd start to flash those unbelievable movement skills, he'd get injured again. It's a shame because he was on the path to becoming one of the game's great young point guards.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Suns. Livingston kicks to Thompson. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. And that's now 22 points for Klay Thompson. Allen outside.
Move the ball.
Glenn a screen.
Sticking too much.
Here's Booker. No good with the triple.
And for Livingston, last season with the Warriors was a dream. He got to back up Steph, so he got to play against second stringers, and we got to see flashes of his dominant traits again. What a happy ending for him.
It's Allen with the drive. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Tries it from 19. And it's Thompson again missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Glenn a screen. Knight kicks to Allen. And counts the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
And the Suns making a change here. Jelitovich is checked in.
And guys, with the Suns last year, you know, it wasn't a full return to that 7 seconds or less era, but it was pretty close. And the Suns were right at the top in terms of pace of play.
Allen outside. Glenn a screen. Here's Booker. Phoenix no good that time either.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Suns trail by 10. There's the pick. Knight passes to Jelitovich. Allen for 3. Warriors with the rebound. Ezeli's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Here's Barnes. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And we get a chance to check out the numbers for Thompson. Averaging about 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Just solid all-around performances we've been seeing from him, delivering night in and night out.
And, you know, that's what stars do. It isn't always about scoring 50 points. It's about making plays consistently.
And how about Harrison Barnes, the Black Falcon? I mean, he was a high school phenom in Ames, Iowa, and a lottery pick back in 2012 after 2 seasons at Carolina. Remember also in high school, he was a teammate of Dougie McBuckets.
Here's Jelitovich. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Here's Allen, and it's blocked. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Warriors leading by 12. Harrison Barnes, of course, went to North Carolina, grew up as a huge fan of former Tar Heel Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you know, interesting. His mother started taping Jordan's games on the VCR years before he was born. His given name, Harrison Bryson Jordan Barnes. How about that for a fact?
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr was going over with his team. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Green. Coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bogut's checked in. Allen outside. To the middle. Here's Len. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Knight wide open. Drains it from beyond the arc. Knight's got 10. Warriors leading by 12. Here is Livingston. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. The open shot, Thompson. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Livingston's got 5 assists tonight. Allen for 3. Missed. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The Warriors on top. They lead by 14. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And the Suns here with a different look. Lewis checked in for Chandler. P.J. Tucker comes in for Mirza Teletovic. Goodwin's checked in for Brandon Knight. And Allen subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Golden State also making some changes. Spates checked in for Green. And it's Barnes in for Thompson. Setting the floor for the Warriors. They've got Iguodala. Steph Curry's out there with Harrison Barnes. Then it's Bogut, and it's Spates in at the 5 down low.
Move the ball. Stick it to
Here's Allen. Curry with some nice D.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number one, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
Allen dishes to Tucker. Now here's Allen. He kicks to Goodwin. Shot clock at 6. Curry against Allen. Takes a shot at the elbow. Misses off the left iron.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all. What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Warren. Golden State also making some changes. Azili's checked in for Bogut. Barbosa comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Allen kicks to Teletovic. And the pass to Goodwin. From beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Livingston.
That's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Allen kicks to Lure. Here's Teletovic. There's a good screen. Down low. And the rejection by Azili. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. 2 on the clock. And it's Goodwin. That time on the assist from Tucker. 8 points for Archie Goodwin.
Well, the points count, but I wouldn't bet the defense rushes out to prevent another shot attempt from out there. That's way out there.
Here is Livingston.
And for a long time in the NBA, the stretch 4 was kind of the anomaly and not the standard. Now it seems that you are the rare power forward if you can't hit a 3. Very few traditional power forwards now in the NBA.
Move the ball.
Allen kicks to Lure. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Spates sets a screen. Now here is Barbosa. He's guarded closely. Pass to Spates.
That's the wall.
And it's Lure with the rebound. Lure's got his 3rd rebound on the night. With the stretch 4 and the need for shooting at the position, they don't need to be a three-point threat, but they do need to be able to hit a mid-range jump shot.
Yeah, well said. I think you need to have guys that can make perimeter shots to create spacing. The game's evolving to a space out the floor type game, and shot making gives you a chance to do that.
But they get it back. Stolen by Barbosa.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Warriors.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
A good win, and a lot went into it, but I just like the showing for Draymond Green. He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
PJ Tucker. That's his first personal foul. Team is in the penalty.
And the first one at the line is good.
Harrison Barnes. 2 shots.
Barnes hits them both. Now Allen. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Passes it to Teletovic. Lure dishes to Allen. Clock at 6. They set the screen. Shoots from the line, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
And this run not really doing them any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Yeah, but kudos to him, Greg. I mean, the fight they're showing now, you got to give them credit for that. Would have been really easy to pack it in.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by.
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. You were able to really help out your team on the offensive end. What enabled such a big night of productivity for you?